صل على محمد وآل محمد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين بارئ الخلائق أجمعين فاطر السماوات والأرضين ثم الصلاة على رسوله الكريم جد الحسن والحسين مولانا ومولى الثقلين بالقاسم محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الغر الميامين المحجلين واللعنة على أعدائهم أجمعين وغاصب حقوقهم ومنكر فضائلهم من ليلنا هذا إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد فقد قال الله تعالى في كتابه الحكيم وقوله الحق. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة ارجعي إلى ربك راضية مرضية فادخلي في عبادي وادخلي جنتي. Recite salawat. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Can everyone please recite one loud salawat so we can start with it. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. As we are discussing about the paradise and how we prepare ourselves for paradise in this world, because paradise is the reward of your good deeds of this world. We are not here for forever. Whoever got life, he is going to die one day. But death is not the end of the life, it's the beginning of new life. Because our Aima said very clearly, say, Ad-dunya sijnul mu'min wal jannatul kafir. Means a person who live in this world as a mu'min, as a believer, he have so many restrictions, so many things he have to watch about to live a proper believer's life. But a kafir, he have no restrictions. He enjoys life as he want. So his life become look like paradise, but he's not enjoying the paradise. Because in comparison of restrictions and all the punishment he's going to face in hereafter, this life is much more comfortable for him. But the people, they are believers, they believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they believe in Prophet Muhammad, they believe in Muhammad, they believe in Sharia, they believe in Quran, they have so many restrictions in their life. So whenever they follow the restrictions, their life becomes a little bit difficult, right? That difficulty is compared by Imam Islam as a sijn, means prison. We live in this world as a prison. When we're going to die, we're going to free from prison and we're going to go in the Jannah. Opposite of that going to happen for the non-believers. They have freedom here, they can do whatever they like, they enjoy their life, they eat, they whatever they want, they do whatever they like to do, right? But as soon as they die, the punishments begin from there, and they have no freedom after death, right? So if we want to free in hereafter life, we have to follow the religion correctly and live the life according to Islamic Sharia. How can we live life according to Sharia without knowing that? If we don't know what is right or what is wrong, what we are supposed to do, what makes Allah happy, what makes Allah unhappy, these all things we have to learn about it, acquire knowledge about it, then we can become successful in hereafter. This is one point you have to keep in your mind. I am going to inshallah recite whatever written on the fifth door of the heaven. But before that, I like to give you some good point, good suggestion for you to be prepared for hereafter. Every day, we cannot leave a single day or hour without thinking for that journey. I give you one example, keep in your mind, so you can think correctly. You see, when you have a journey, right, you're planning a journey to go somewhere, very close time, right? What are you supposed to do? You're going to forget about it, or you're going to start preparing. Always think about it. You know, oh, I have to go first on such place, and you always think how I supposed to prepare for that journey. and you collect as much as resources you want for the journey, and you're going to leave your destination without preparation. So a short journey, a small journey, you never leave your destination without preparation. How can we leave this world without preparation for hereafter? This is a very, very important point. Keep in your mind, that journey is not a small journey. That journey is a great journey which planned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for each and every human being. No one can exempt it from that journey. You have to prepare. But how we prepare, that is a question. So today I am going to give you some suggestion about your salat. One thing which remind you always, one thing, when you recite your prayer, that have a complete package for your plan of this world and plan for hereafter, right? When you recite, every prayer have compulsory surah. What is the compulsory surah? Compulsory surah is Surah Al-Hamd. You have to recite. When you recite, you always say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. When you say Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, this is sign of His mercy, because the life given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to you is sign of His mercy. He gave you the best life, best like physics. You can live without any problem. Your eyes are seeing correctly, your ears are listening perfectly, you have tongue to speak and taste, you have all other senses to utilize and acquire knowledge. When we can observe this world through our senses, who gave us these senses? Perfectly, there is a creator planner behind it, and that remind you whenever you utilize something as a gift of someone, you always think about the person who gave you gift. A small gift, you never ignore who gave you this gift. The life is a great gift of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You have to always remember whenever we utilize that gift correctly. So this is one point. We say Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Then the next phrase comes Maliki Yawmiddin. This is the word we're discussing. He is the Lord and Master of Day of Judgment. He is King of Day of Judgment. Why? Because when everyone going to die, only His ruling going to be in place. No one can rule on that day. No one have any power on that day. Only power is in the hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our Ahlul Bayt, prophets, they get the haqq al-shafaat min intercession. They're going to do it, but with the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But that day, we are every day say, Maliki Yawmiddin. Why Allah asks us to remind at least 10 times a day? Right? When we recite 17 rakat of salat, we always say Maliki Yawmiddin, because we remember the hereafter. We have to prepare for that day. When you prepare for that day, we're going to get a comfort life after that. But if you don't remember, always busy in this world, the time is going to pass very fast. And then we have no choice. We have no chance to recover whatever we lost. So we have to prepare for that. That is the important thing. Okay, so how we prepare? Actually, the salat is the main thing. As I am talking to you, Maliki Yawmiddin, Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Then again, Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Oh Lord, guide us, so keep us on the right path. That is like the dua you're worshipping every day, you're praying every day. Why? Because you want to stay on the right path. We are walking on the right path. He's going to get the best life in hereafter. Who are the right path? Is there any special like the way do you walk, or any special people you have to follow? Actually, we have no special like the road to follow. Right? There is nothing to you can follow. This is Sirat al-Mustaqim. Actually, our Ayman, Ahlul Bayt al-Salam, emphasize on that thing. Maulana Kainat Ali ibn Abi Talib said, recite loud salawat please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. He said, I am a Sirat al-Mustaqim. If you follow me, you're going to remain on right path. If you leave me, you're going to end astray. And you're not going to get reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anamta alayhim. Oh Lord, give us the ni'mat. Ni'mat have very great blessing, quantity. There are so many things behind it. But their meaning is huge. You cannot get a single, like the meaning from that. There are many meanings are combined together to understand what is an'amta alayhim. Yani give or make us with the people they are blessed and they got the vanity, they got the all the blessing from you, we're supposed to be with them. That is the thing. But I give you some very nice stories, you understand how the salat is important. If you pray, you remember the hereafter. If you stop praying, then you're not going to think about hereafter. You pray because you want, this is a obligation on your shoulder. Allah made salat wajib upon you. If you miss your prayer, you're going to miss your Lord. Recite loud salawat, please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. If someone is not praying every day, he is not going to get the reward in a hereafter, and he is going to miss the big reward after death. Right? The salat is the main thing. I'm going to give you some detail about it, inshallah, today. Listen carefully and inshallah prepare for that, and I will give you detail about what is written on the fifth door of heaven. Recite loud salawat, please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. So, how the salat is important? Can you recite one more loud salawat and come closer? Girls, come closer. Come. Okay. Read loud salawat. So other people they are coming, they can say yes. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. This salat is very important. If someone dies and his salat is not completed, he is not offering salat, he has very, very miserable life. Very miserable life. Allah going to punish him in this world. If his someone is tariqus salat, he is going to have a difficult time at the time of death. He is going to punish in the grave, and he also have a great punishment in hereafter. So boys and girls, listen carefully. Never leave the salat. Never miss the salat. Salat is the most important thing. If you miss the salat, you're going to lose iman at the time of death. No one can die as a believer. I said, the Jannah is the reward of believing in La ilaha illallah. Believing in La ilaha illallah. How you claim, I am believing in La ilaha illallah, if you are not accepting the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You are denying His command. If you are denying His command, this means you don't believe in Him. If you believe in Him, that means you are offering salat every day. If you offer the salat, you're going to see the change in your life. Great change in your life. But if you're not offering the salat, day by day, your life is going to decline toward the worst thing. But if you pray every day, you're going to see a great change in your life. Day by day, your life is going to improve and go in higher status and level. That is the thing. But how the salat is important. We have to complete our salat every day. If you miss, then you have to do it qaza. But we, for God's sake, we have to miss our salat. If you are missing, that means we are neglecting the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this is a sign of our weak iman. You never miss a important work, right? If you have important someone assigned. I give you an example which is understandable for you. If you're you always have a grade, right, in your some subject. One day your teacher assigns some homework for you or some type of like the project for you, and you know, if I miss this project, my grade going to be declined. I'm going to lose my grade. So you always think about it. Since you are assigned the project, up to you completing the project, you are always thinking about it. You ever thought, if not completing the project, reduce your grade? Allah gave you project. Pray 17 rakat every day. If you're not offering, your grade not going to decline in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Surely, Allah is not going to look at you at the same respect He's looking at the worshippers. So we have to offer the salat every day without any excuse, because in salat only special, like the worship, no one has excuse. Up to the day salat become wajib upon you, you have to offer the salat with the wajib niyat. But our Imam suggested us, we have to recite our salat since the 5 or 6 year old. If 7-year-old boy is not offering the salat, or 7-year-old girl is not offering the salat, his parent can force him or her to offer the salat, because if not starting from that time, he is not going to recite a salat when he become baligh. Right? That is important. You start praying salat. This is a very simple task and give you great benefits. I give you some stories which is different than normally people talk about salat. The salat said, as-salatu amuddin, means salat is the main pillar of your religion. Your religion actually depend on the salat. You see, we have a tent, and in between the tent there is a one like the big, like amud, we can say like the pillar, but they use like the stick for that to hold the tent. If you remove that stick, what's going to happen? Whole tent going to be collapse, right? If same thing, if you not offering the salat, your like faith going to be collapse. Your faith not going to remain intact. You lose your faith. In this world or hereafter, the shaitan going to be overpower on you and going to mislead you if you are not offering the salat. If you are offering the salat, Allah going to protect you from shaitan. Recite salawat, please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. We are discussing about the paradise because the salat is the key of paradise. If you are not, we have like the several hadiths about the key. We say the wuzu is the key of salat. If you are not properly performing the wuzu, your salat is void. Right? Then we have another hadith. The Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim is key of wuzu. If you are not saying the Bismillah before wuzu, your wuzu is not intact, not give you great sawab. Right? So Bismillah is key of wuzu, and wuzu is key of your salat, and salat is key of paradise. If you want to enter into paradise, you have to offer your salat every day, and especially not only every day salat, all the wajib salat you have to complete. Salat, some salat are depend on other circumstances. Like one of the salat, your parents' salat is qaza salat is wajib upon the oldest son. Today I am going to give you two small stories. They are related to how the person get benefit with the salat and how they face the difficulties after the death. Two small stories, and inshallah I will explain the whatever written on the fifth door of heaven. There's a two story. Recently I read. One story is about the one of the person, he had like hammam. Hammam is like that because you see today you have like the showers in your house, but in the old time, at least like 150 years ago, there was no like the showers are exist in everyone's like the house because there was no like the water, like the irrigation system or like the water come to the people's house through the pipeline. They have like the only the wells or something, and if you like to get the well water, is very cold or hot at the time of summer or winter, so they have a special type of like the bath, right? He owned the bath, but this person owned the bath. He has a one servant. That servant never pray. One of the Alim, he was in Najaf. One day he saw in his like the dream that person who was actually live in that work in that like the hammam. He came to the Najaf. He is living in Wadi Salam in very comfort. And that person is well known for not offering his salat. Right? So the Alim was surprised. Say, oh, this person is not neglecting his salat. He is not offering all the time. He is neglecting his salat. How can he come to this place where all the good people normally live? The people there all normally offer the salat on time. They are supposed to live in Wadi Salam, and this person is living with them. So he started conversating with him. In the dream, he said, how can you come here? He was not offering salat properly. He said, reason is that someone who was like, I left alive, or he depend on me, my like children or some of my the people, they assigned someone for all the wajibat. When I died, all the angels, they chained me and they were taking me toward the punishment. And I was very worried because after death, they were treating me very badly because I was not completed my salat. So I was in big trouble. As soon as they're taking me toward the punishment, whoever I left behind me, my family member, they assigned some people for my different wajibat. One person, he assigned for my salat. Other person, they assigned for my hajj. Another person, they assigned for my roza. Some, they paid my like the dues, khums and zakat. And they even paid the some radde mazalim, some money for whoever I intentionally like hurt them. So I paid for them. They paid all the dues So, and just freed me, and I live in this place. This Alim was woke up from his dream. He said, I don't know, this dream is true or false. Let me inquire about it. After some time, when delegation came from Tehran, because the story is from Tehran, he came from to Najaf, and this person was like the well-known person. People know him because they have only few like the facilities available there in Hama, so they are know each other. So they asked about that person. Oh, that person, his name was Ali Talib. So you see, you know Ali Talib, he died and he was not offering his salat on time, but I seen him in a good place. How it happened? So they said the reason is that the people they assigned for his dues, they completed his dues. The person who like the hired for his salat, he offered his salat. Person he hired for his fast, he complete his fast. So this is thing we have to complete ourselves. We don't depend on someone, because when we go there is no guarantee our like the children or someone we left behind they're going to fulfill our dues. But this message for us, we have to think about our parents and grandparents. If they miss something, this obligation is on our shoulder. They may be in trouble. We have to bring them out of trouble. How? We have to complete their fast, their prayers, their things. I'm not asking you to don't pray and let someone behind you have to complete your wajibat. No, this is not a message you get. Not take the message incorrectly. Correct message is that you have to think about your like the who left you, and they may be miss something. It is also wajib upon you. So we supposed to offer our salat on time and also fulfill the obligation we have on our shoulder. That is the message. Otherwise, whatever the dream is there, you see after death person face the problem. Recite salawat loudly, please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Share one more short story. One person, he was like the also Imam in Tehran, and he was assigned by someone to offer someone salat, because he become like the Ajir. Ajir means person who prayed on for someone by charging money, because this is the, like the fiqh, like the law. You can hire someone to offer someone's wajibat. So he was offering. So one day the son, he actually assigned one of the alim to offer the salat of his father. But one day he saw his father in the dream. He say, he is in problem and he is upset. And his son asked, why you are upset? Why you are upset? You say, I am upset because my salat is not fulfilled. I missed some salat. Recite loud salawat, please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. You say, my father, I assigned someone for that. This is like the Imam of Masjid, and he is supposed to offer you salat. And I know he's a good guy. He's supposed to offer you salat. He's not going to miss. But what he said, no, that Alim only offered the salat for 4 days. He didn't complete my missing salat. You say, okay, I'm going to go tomorrow and inquire. He want to test his dream. Is true or false? So he went to the Alim. He asked, I assign you for offering my father salat. But what happened? Did he offer? He said, yes, I offered. But let me check one more time. Then he said his dream. I said, dream, my father told me, you offer only 4 days of salat. He said, okay, let me bring my notebook. I checked how many days I offer your father salat. And he found he offered 4 days, and after he forgot. When he forgot, he said, oh, this is true. But I promise from today, I'm going to complete your father's missing salat from today. And he started praying. So you see, even the people live in Barzakh, they communicate with the people they live in this world and say how they are feeling. They are feeling good or bad. If you are offering salat for them, they get benefit. So if someone live in Barzakh, after their death, someone pray, they can get benefit. If you pray in this world, surely you're going to get great benefits. That benefit is much more larger than what they're going to receive after that. If you pray, you have double benefit. One, it make your life happy and successful, and also you hereafter successful. But if someone offer after your death, you can only get benefit in hereafter, but your life going to be miserable. That is message, inshallah, from there. Because the salat is the key of paradise. Don't forget that thing. Inshallah, read loud salawat. We can go from here. Read loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Now let me give you in brief what is written on the 5th door of heaven. We are talking about how to get heaven, but whatever the message Prophet brought for us from Miraj when he was visiting the heavens, what he brought for us, that is very important. Each door a message for us. And we try to adopt that message and fulfill in our life so we can get ready for our last journey. But written on the 5th, this very beautiful message. Listen carefully and is related to our daily life. Don't miss it. If you are noting down, you have taken note, please write down correctly and read as much as possible. Okay, there are 4 things written on each door. After the kalma we recite every day. Recite kalma with me. La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, Alim. It's written on each and every door. And after that, what is it? If you don't want to be fell under oppressions, under zulm. Oppressions is someone overpower you and make your life miserable. Right? So never oppress someone, never hurt someone, never overpower someone and make his life miserable. If you make someone's life miserable, your life going to be miserable. Right? So this first message written on the 5th door. What is the second message? If you don't want to be humiliated, someone humiliate you, someone make you zalil means humiliate you. So don't humiliate someone. This one hadith I read recently in one of my Majalis. Our 5th Imam said very beautiful things. Recite loud salawat please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. What our 5th Imam said? Our 5th Imam said, sometime our believers reach to the border of non-belief. Means kufr. They reach to the border of non-believers, right? They reach to the near the kufr. Right? And he said, how the believer can reach near the border of kufr? Non-believers. He said, no, sometimes they enter inside the border of kufr. They become kafir, they become non-believers. Believers become non-believers by doing such act. That person was so curious about it. He asked Maulana, what was the act he performed so he get closer to the kufr? Or he sometimes become kafir, he become non-believer. He said, if someone, listen carefully, this is a very important thing. He sometimes knowingly, unknowingly perform this bad act, but this act is very much bad. It's to take us close to the kufr. But said, if someone seen some mistake of someone, recite loud salawat please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Recite one more loud salawat please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Okay, just recite 3-4 times more salawat until these kids go out, and we shall continue our majlis. Read loud salawat please, 2-3 times, loudly. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. It's loudly, please recite loudly salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. 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 Okay, now just focus on me, pay attention to me. Okay. Now after closing the door, recite one loud salawat please. Now, because we have just few minutes left, so I have to conclude the majlis and give you the brief information. Inshallah, tomorrow if I get chance, I will inshallah explain in detail. But here, what our 5th Imam Muhammad Baqir said, some believers reach to the border of kufr by doing some act. What was that act? You see, if someone notice some mistake from someone, right? Someone making mistake, someone in something wrong doings, right? Someone have some weaknesses, and you observed the weakness, and you remember the weakness. You keep in your mind. Up to what time? One day, when you have any bitterness with him, you're going to disclose the mistake in front of him to humiliate him, to make him zaleel, to humiliate him. You say, as soon as you do this act, humiliate someone by disclosing his mistake in front of him, you enter into the border of kufr. You become kafir, you become non-believer, because this is against the Islam. You are not allowed to do that. So you see whatever written on door, fifth door of the heaven, recite loud salawat please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. If you don't want to be humiliated, you should not humiliate someone. Don't just disclose someone's mistake in front of someone. This is not a good idea. But fourth thing is written, if you don't want to hear the bad things from someone or cursed by someone, never curse someone. Read loud salawat please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Okay. First thing, if you don't want to fail under oppression, don't oppress someone or don't do the zulm on someone. Second thing, if you don't want to humiliate it, don't humiliate someone. Third thing is written, if you don't want to be insulted, right, or cursed by someone, do not say bad word to someone, don't curse someone. If you curse someone, maybe at the time you're cursing someone is lower than you, he is smaller than you, he cannot curse you back, but Allah is going to find some powerful person than you, he's going to do same thing to you. Because you are humiliating them, so you're going to be humiliated by someone more powerful than you. Allah is powerful, He can do anything you want, but if you want to teach you a lesson so you can come on correct or right path, that is the reason. So don't do it. Last and fourth things, if you want to hold the rope of Allah strongly, to get closer to Him, to become successful in your life, right? Rope is type of help for you to guide you on right path. What is the rope? The rope is the Ahlul Bayt al-Islam. Then be with the Ahlul Bayt and live in the wilayat of Ali ibn Abi Talib. Recite loud salawat please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. That way the Urwatul Wuthqa means they are the rope of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Great help for us to guide us toward the right direction. Shall I give you more detail about it inshallah tomorrow if I get chance, because today time is over. We have to go back inshallah to our Masahib section. We will be discussing today the Shahadat of Hazrat Qasim ibn al-Hussain. Now pay attention and read loud salawat and come inshallah in the Majalis again. Recite loud salawat please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. The story of Qasim ibn al-Hussain is very much understandable for you. Why? Because he was at the same age you are sitting here. Was 12, 13, 14 years old. Right? Was a young boy. When he was a young boy, many young boys, they sacrificed their life in Karbala. Now Qasim ibn al-Hussain, his death was so much miserable and sad. Why? Because he died in the situation no other like the martyr had that type of death. Listen, he was asking again and again from Imam Hussain to grant him permission, give him permission, so he can go and sacrifice his life for Islam. So Imam was refusing, saying, you are the only son of my brother here, right? If you got killed, then whom I could look at and remember my brother, because you are the son of my brother. As whenever I want to see my brother, I look at your face and just think I'm looking at the face of my brother. Because Imam Hussain loved his brother Imam Hussain a lot. He's missing. But he was always get refused. One day, at the time when he reached to the close to the Karbala, Imam asked one question from the Qasim ibn al-Hussain, right? He asked very beautiful question. You see, listen, this question is very important for us. Qasim ibn al-Hussain answered very beautifully. He was a young child, but he understands Islam correctly. He knows what is the Sharia and religion. Imam Hussain asked him, what do you think about death? How you read death? And what is opinion? What is your opinion about death? The Qasim ibn al-Hussain didn't answer directly. He asked one question. What he asked? because Imam said we are going toward the death and death is coming toward us. We are getting closer to death. Then he asked, how do you read death and how do you feel about death and what do you think about death? Then Qasim ibn Hassan asked, oh my uncle, are we on the right path? We are with haq or truth? The Imam answered, who can be on truth better than us? We are on truth. We are with the haq. Then Qasim ibn Hassan answered, death is near me, ahla min al-asal, means sweeter than honey. I read the death or feel the death sweeter than honey. Means he don't be scared from death. So he was asking again every time when he get chance to get permission from Imam Hussain. But Imam refusing, not answering, not giving him permission until he was very sad and he came back to his mother and asked, oh my mother, my uncle is not giving me permission to go and die. Then mother suggests, when you was a small child, your father had tied a message on your shoulder. Open that like taviz, open that like the hill, and you're going to find solution of your difficulty. So he said, whenever you're in most difficult moment, you open that thing and read. There's a letter of your father tied on your hand. And Qasim ibn Hassan opened the letter. And he opened the letter. He read, this is a message of his brother for his brother. Means Imam Hassan wrote a letter for Imam Hussain. He read and he became so happy. He took that letter and delivered to Imam Hussain. You see whatever written there? There's a letter from Imam Hassan written 10 years, 11 years before death of Imam Hussain. Means Imam Hassan died in 50 Hijrah. Imam Hussain went to martyr in 61 Hijrah. So this gap of 10 to 11 years. Before 11 years, before death of Imam Hassan wrote a letter for his brother. What he wrote? Oh my brother, I'm not going to present in Karbala, but this son, Qasim ibn al-Hassan, is going to be present in the Karbala. So when he asked for permission, grant him permission, because I like to sacrifice my son with you in the Karbala. So Imam then cannot refuse, because this is the order of his brother, suggestion of his brother. So Imam remember his brother, how he got killed. So Imam Hassan hold his, like the nephew, in his arms and start crying, because he's remembering his brother Imam Hassan, how he martyred, how he killed. Because when Imam Hassan was killed, there was a very miserable situation too, because he poisoned. When he poison was so strong, he is like the whole, like the system came out. It was so difficult moment. And even though when he was like in procession of burial, they are taking him toward the graveyard to bury him. Some people, they start shooting arrow on his body after death. Why? Because they were not allowing Imam Hassan to bury it next to his grandfather, Prophet Muhammad. So he buried in the Baqi. So Imam started remembering that thing, and he was crying while he was holding Qasim ibn al-Hassan in his arm. Then he said, okay, I'm going to prepare you myself. Then he put a mama on his head. He's going to now mount on the horse. But you know, he was 11, 12-year-old boy. 12, 13 years maximum. And he was so young, there was no armor made of his size. There was no armor. Normally when any soldier go to the battlefield, they use the armor, protection for their chest. Whenever someone hitting something, they can be stopped by that armor, because armor made of metal, iron. But he was so young, there was no armor fit on his body. So Imam mounted him on the horse without armor. But what Imam did, Imam opened the button of his shirt. Whatever he's wearing, Imam opened the button and make it a bit like the open. Why? Because this is sign of orphan. When an orphan goes in the battlefield, he has sign. His, like the buttons are open. So people can see. And because Prophet emphasized a lot on the Islam or Muslims nice to be orphans. They're supposed to take care of the orphan. They don't hurt the orphans. So see, maybe they can see the sign of the orphan, so they're not going to hurt Qasim ibn Hassan. So Imam, for a symbolic thing, he opened his buttons. And when he mounted with the help of Imam Hussain on the horse, he went to the battlefield. He was a brave. He trained by Hazrat Abbas. He was son of Imam Hussain, most brave person. They start fighting. While they were fighting, he was so thirsty. He was so hungry. But still he was fighting with his full strength. because there was a battlefield have a special like the rules. What was the rules? One person fight against one person. So that battle start. Person came in front of the Hazrat Qasim. He was feeded. He was not hungry. But Hazrat Qasim killed that person. Then second person come, third person. These three were brothers. They killed. Then one of these, like the strongest, like the soldier, he came in front of him, and he was much more like the aged than him, and he has like the more experience. But when he came in front of him, Imam said, ask the mother of Hazrat Qasim, pray for him, because right now he is fighting with the most brave soldier, and when he is hungry and thirsty, and this person is came in front of him from the enemy, he is very much strong, and as soon as Hazrat Qasim bin Hassan's mother was start praying, and he overpowered him and killed him too. But as soon as he got killed, the Yazid army understood if they are fighting one by one, no one going to be able to kill Qasim bin Hassan. They start attacking from all sides. They changed the technique, they changed the rules, and they start attacking from all sides. He was so young, he cannot like the fight with the many soldiers together. So all swords are hitting on his body. The spears are just penetrating his body. He is just getting like the arrow shot from all the sides, and suddenly he cannot remain on the horse. He cannot remain on the horse. So he was falling down. So while he was falling down, what happened? He just said, "Oh, my mother, come and help me." But because he was not calling to his help for his father or uncle, because he was so young. Always when young child he is in trouble, he never asked for help from his father. He always called for mother. So he shouted, "Oh, my mother, come and help me." As soon as this voice reached to the Imam Hussain, Imam started rushing toward the battlefield. As soon as all the people saw, all the enemies saw the Imam Hussain is coming toward the battlefield, they start running away from that. So while they were running, what they found, Hazrat Qasim was still alive. His body is on the ground, and horses are running on his body. That was the most miserable situation for the Qasim. The Qasim body was crumbled under the horse feet while he was alive. That was the position. Imam reached to the Qasim, saw the Qasim is just died before Imam reached there. Why? Because while Imam reached to the Qasim was fell down on the ground. A horse trampled his body. And then Imam, what they do? If there's a two riwayat, one said Imam call, officer, give me a cloth so I can collect the part of the Qasim's body and bring to Farwa. Because Imam only can bring the body in this shape, because body was in this condition. Otherwise I said, no, Imam tried to hold the body of Hazrat Qasim, and while he was going toward the battlefield, he was not tall enough to mount on the horse himself. But while Imam hold his body, his shoulder was with the shoulder of Imam Hussain. His feet was touching on the ground, because the horse crushed his body. The body was tall enough to Imam's height, and his height can match. When Imam brought the body near the tent of Farwa, and mother of Hazrat Qasim, and say, "Oh, my brother's wife, this is your son's body. He sacrificed his life for sake of Islam." Say, "Alim al-ladhina zalamu ayya munqalibin yanqalibun fa'ala wala tajwasta mahmud al-mahdi bin ishqa kamil ajlata furma and parshan do फरमा दे तौफीक़ात में इज़ाफ़ा फरमा, मरहूम को महफ़ूज़ फरमा, हमारे इमाम ज़माना के ज़ुल्म में ताजील अता फरमा, हमको उनके अनुसार आवाज़